Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Guys, I hope you have a great Saturday. It's a wonderful weekend. And as you can see, I'm changing because the last month and a half, I've been walking almost 3.5 to 4 hours a day. I've also started going back to the gym since the last 2 weeks. I've lost around 6 kilos. That's a lot of weight. And as you can see, my face also is changing. There's a bit of redefinition of my face. I'm losing some weight around the face. So it's all good. And I'm feeling more energized. And I hope those of you who are a little bit on the overweight side, this could be an inspiration for you. And you also get started on that path. That said, this video today is about Crispr Therapeutics and the impact of the recent decision of the two Nobel laureates, Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier, to withdraw their patent for 2 CRISPR patents in Europe. So I'm looking at Crispr Therapeutics in this video. I'll have another video out in which I'll look at Editas and how this decision affects it. And then I'll do a very, very short comparison video for Crispr versus Editas. That'll be the third video. So we'll break it down into smaller installments, keep everything short and tight. That said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. The decision to cancel 2 of the key European CRISPR patents held by Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna could have direct and indirect impacts on the prospects of Crispr Therapeutics, which Charpentier co-founded. Here's a breakdown of how it might affect the company. And some of the legal opinion around this withdrawal is that the lawyers for CVC felt that instead of allowing the verdict to be formalized in favor of Broad Institute, if they withdrew their complaint or petition, then probably they will have more time to challenge this, and the aftermath of such effects will be mitigated to a certain extent. So that's my understanding as a layperson, not a lawyer. But let's look at the impact on Crispr Therapeutics. The first aspect would be the impact on licensing and IP strength of Crispr Therapeutics. So I would say that Crispr Therapeutics, like many other biotech companies, relies heavily on intellectual property to protect its proprietary and technologies and generate licensing revenues. And the revocation of 2 foundational European patents could definitely weaken the company's patent portfolio in that region of Europe, reducing its ability to enforce its claims over CRISPR technology. However, the company still has other patents in Europe like EP3597749, and its lawyers suggest that the revoked patents may not be central to its overall strategy. Now, let us look at the risk to licensing fees. Crispr Therapeutics could see a potential reduction in licensing revenues if the cancelled patents weaken its bargaining power while negotiating licenses with other companies using CRISPR technology in Europe. So we're talking about the impact in Europe, not in the United States. And then we also have the potential of weakened market position for CRISPR. Competitors such as Editas Medicine, which is associated with the Broad Institute, may try to leverage this situation to challenge Crispr Therapeutics in securing exclusive rights to specific uses of CRISPR technology, especially in Europe. And then we have the interesting concept called freedom to operate. The freedom to operate concern is basically a consequence of the patent cancellation. And the way it would manifest is that it might make it easier for other biotech firms to claim freedom to operate. This means they could potentially move forward with CRISPR-based research and products without needing to negotiate licenses from Crispr Therapeutics. If more companies can develop CRISPR-based treatments without needing to pay licensing fees, it would dilute Crispr Therapeutics' competitive edge. That's the concept of freedom to operate, which may probably happen. There is a risk of that happening to Crispr Therapeutics. Then you have the commercial applications and product development area, where despite this setback, the cancellation of 2 patents may not immediately affect Crispr Therapeutics' ongoing product pipeline, where commitments have already been made, agreements have already been signed, particularly in the US, where patent battles with the Broad Institute are ongoing but unresolved. Crispr Therapeutics Therapeutics' flagship programs, such as its gene editing therapies for conditions like sickle cell disease and TDT or beta thalassemia, which is in partnership with Vertex Pharmaceuticals, will potentially continue to progress without significant disruption. But there could be some impact on future partnerships which are under negotiation, depending on what area of the patents that are being used for those deals. And then there is the potential for long-term impact if future patent challenges further erode the company's European or US patent positions. It could make it more difficult for Crispr Therapeutics to secure exclusive rights to new therapies or partnerships. This would be a bigger concern for its long-term commercial viability, and this in turn would start reflecting on investor confidence and stock volatility, because patent disputes are closely watched by investors, especially in biotech, and any perceived weakening in the company's IP position could lead to stock volatility. However, much depends on how Crispr Therapeutics manages the legal narrative and reassures investors about the strength of its broader patent portfolio and its ongoing ability to commercialize CRISPR-based therapies. And as far as the short-term investor reaction is concerned, if investors believe that the cancellation of these European patents won't heavily impact the company's revenue model or product pipeline, the effect would be minimal. However, uncertainty over future licensing and intellectual property rights might introduce some hesitation or caution among investors, and that could also potentially impact the future revenue expectations for Crispr Therapeutics, especially from the patent portfolio licensing portion of it, and also potentially if CRISPR had to pay royalty for some aspect of the patent that it might be using, which it doesn't possess right now because of this decision. So those impacts will also manifest over a period of time as we get more and more information about exactly what area of patents were surrendered. And then we look at competitor positioning. Competitors like Editas Medicines, which is aligned with the Broad Institute, may now have a stronger position in Europe, which would allow them to make strides in markets previously dominated by Crispr Therapeutics. This could intensify the competition, particularly in the development of new therapies and partnership with pharmaceutical companies in Europe. And in summary, I would say that while the cancellation of these two patents might introduce some uncertainty regarding licensing revenues and market positioning, Crispr Therapeutics prospects in the US and the strength of its product pipeline could offer some protection. If the company can continue to advance its clinical trial and secure regulatory approvals for key therapies, the impact may be limited to European licensing battles and future patent enforcements. However, the situation could potentially weaken its competitive edge in Europe and increase legal risks over the long term. And one of the unfortunate aspects of the CRISPR patent is that there is a certain period of time, I think it is 10 or 20 years, during which a patent is active. After that, it is free for all. So a good portion of that time has been whiled away in this legal battle. So if it doesn't get resolved in time, I think whoever wins has got a very narrow window for capitalizing 100% on their IP. So over a period of time, this is going to become a nothing burger, and it will become a free-for-all. So unfortunately, it has not been capitalized properly. It's a very strong technology. It's a revolution in medicine, but this is where we are. So what do I think about Crispr Therapeutics? Let us have a quick look at their price chart before we end up this video, and I'll give you my conclusions. So here we are in the TradingView platform looking at Crispr Therapeutics. This is a one-day chart, and in the one-day chart, I can see that the information that we got about the withdrawal of the patent did not make any negative impact for Crispr Therapeutics. In fact, Crispr Therapeutics has continued to go up. Either the investing community has not yet digested the information, or the news has not percolated. So we don't see any negatives for CRISPR. And if we were to just jump over and have a look at what is happening with the price chart for Editas, there also we do not see any significant change change or a difference as such. So the market has not yet reacted to this, in my personal opinion. And if the market reacts to it and consider CRISPR Therapeutics to be in a disadvantage, we are already beaten down as far as CRISPR Therapeutics is concerned. So I suspect that we might probably go all the way down to 42.84, which is the worst case scenario, or we may bounce off from 44.58, both of which are really good points if you are a long-term investor in CRISPR Therapeutics, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. So it's looking good here. Let us see if we can find any other clues if we go into a 1 month chart, 1 month time frame, and see what's happening here. So you'll frequently see me jumping from one share to another because TradingView platform needs me to do that in order to recalibrate the graphs properly. So you can see that for this month we are in a doji candle with an indecision happening, and we have support at 44.58 even in the long-term chart out here. And we are at this point of time as low as we have been probably somewhere around 3rd of June 2019 and 1st of April 2020, and also as far back as 3rd of January 2023 and 2nd of October 2023. In other words, the share has not been moving around much. It has been range bound in a narrow area, so nobody has made much money out of this. I don't see much strength in the chart when I look at it from a 1 month perspective. So there are 3 points out here, 44.58, and then we have 42.84, and then we have 38.68. These are the 3 support levels that I would be looking at. I'm not in a rush to get into CRISPR Therapeutics. The so-called 18 months of catalyst has not yet materialized. But with the rate cut environment in place, I think the chances of us going all the way down to 38.68 is much less than the chances of us trying to break through 51.34. That's the way I would summarize it. So friends, there you have it. That's what the price chart seems to tell me. There is nothing much to go about with genomics. And also I'd like to reiterate again, we are still a genomics oriented channel, and we're also looking at AI. The reason why you don't get so many CRISPR and other videos on genomics is basically because there has been no action in this field. And as investors, we want to keep on rotating the money to get some gains so that at the end of the year, we have something positive to show. And more of the action has been in the AI sector. But there's been a little bit of a shake-up out here, so it gives me an opportunity to come back to you with reasonable videos, which is worth watching and putting some time into. The next video is going to be the impact on Editas, and I'll have that out for you either later today or tomorrow. Thanks and have a great day. Please give me your feedback in the comment section. I always look forward to that. We'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.